Carlos and Ryan, and we know that you're dying to hear what we have to say today. I say we hear what we have to say today. It's the blank. Fill it in. Fill it in. Fill it in. Yeah. About that. Give us in for the band, what a well, what a pole that side, what about what you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about that? I know all about that.
Do you think that was like the number one ringtone in the early 2000s?
Nah, Crank That was probably
Crank
up
That?
that. Crank That was probably up there.
Apple,
Buy You a Drink.
apple bottom jeans.
That was up there. That was Big Go Buy You a Drink by T-Pain was up there.
Yeah. When we
It's
were
going
buying
down by Young
ringtones.
Jock.
Oh yeah, it's going down.
Yeah, that
When
was
we were
up.
buying ringtones back then. Remember that?
Yeah, for like 30 cents. It's
Or
like,
you do the record
oh, you
thing on your flip
record
phone?
and then you record a voice message. It's like, hey, what's up, baby? It's Carlos here.
It's
And
crazy, man.
I'm not gonna be here for the moment, but please leave a message after the tone. I'll get right back to you. Then you play it to the song and just be like, where the party at? And all my girls, where the party at? Up in the club.
Crazy, man.
Wild times.
Motorola Razr.
These kids will never understand.
Sony Xperia.
These kids will never understand. What the Sony Ericsson?
Yeah, the Sony Ericsson, like one of the first phones with a camera.
The slider phone there.
Oh, the one with
Walkman.
the Walkmans.
Yeah, what else was there?
I remember MP3 players,
Yeah,
man. MP3
yeah,
players.
like legit regular MP3. So
Crazy,
I know
man.
when the iPod dropped out, that was a game changer. The iPod Shuffle or the
yeah,
the regular iPod.
The regular iPod. Some people are still using that kind of stuff.
Crazy.
I watched like this video the other day where the guy was like, "Yeah, I recently bought a regular iPod because those things had like 50 gigs on them, which was unheard of at the time.
Small little devices.
Small little device. Like Apple was probably one of the first companies to ever make such a large amount of space.
Absolutely.
With an app, like a little.
No, you could even get an MP3
device.
player that even gets close to 50.
Crazy.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely crazy.
And then the Zune, RIP.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Microsoft's tried their little.
They tried a lot of different things. They did. Man. They really did.
It just
Windows Phone.
Yeah.
Carlos had one.
I did have a Windows Phone.
You know what I mean?
It was a good phone. It did the trick. It didn't have the right features as an Android, but
we've gone through a lot of different technology in the millennials.
Absolutely, and those were good times.
Like I was talking to one of my coworkers the other day, and he's like in his late 50s.
Oh,
and he's about to retire soon, and he's just talking about how crazy like life is, and he remembers when he had like like a 32 megabyte computer. Like that kind of stuff, and like he was telling me about like old school floppy disks.
Basically, all he did was Microsoft Word,
like literally,
literally Notepad,
like all that kind of stuff. And I remember telling him about like I remember my first experiences with like dial-up internet and like the buzzing sound and all that kind of stuff.
I had to wait, tell everybody to clear the phones because it's internet time.
I'm telling you, man,
it's time to go on Fox Kids or YTV.com.
Crazy.
Oh boy,
what a time to be alive.
Indeed.
These and now we're just a bunch of adults.
Now you can get access and everything, and these kids will never understand.
Everything's a streaming platform,
right? Everything's streaming, and then you can just play anything. You don't have to invite people over to play video games anymore.
It's terrible.
Like, these kids will never understand the pain of getting your ass whooped in GoldenEye, being called a homo bitch to your face, and then going to school the next day wanting to get to hang out.
Damn.
They will never know that pain.
Damn.
They don't know. That's why they're soft.
Mario parties all in the same room.
They will know. They never know. They will never know.
God. What a time.
And what here we are. Time. And now we're here years later on a podcast reminiscing about our old days, looking like goddamn geezers.
It's crazy, man.
And crazy indeed. And here we are to say, young world, young world, young world. I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Thank you for coming another week, another edition, another episode of The Blank with Carlos and Ryan.
How you doing, Carlos? Mentally, emotionally? physically.
Isn't that the same thing, mentally and emotionally?
Not to me, it isn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess there's a
Or maybe
difference.
it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, mentally, physically, I'm all right. I could eat better, but I'm okay. Mentally and emotionally, I'm in this deep, dark abyss that I can't seem to get out of.
Damn.
I keep falling and I keep falling, screaming for help constantly, wondering if anyone is out there to get me out.
All right, we're gonna cut this part of the episode out.
And
No one
I
wants to hear this
realized,
shit.
oh, well, all right. Okay.
No one
Fine.
gives a damn about you.
Yeah, okay. Well, I figured I'd open up about the darkness in my life, but it's fine. It's fine. Well, you know what? Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Thank
Let's
you.
move on. Let's move on.
Thank
How
you
are
for
you,
sharing.
Ryan?
I'm all right.
Are you okay?
Pretty damn good. I'll be honest with you.
Wow,
Pretty damn good.
that must be nice.
But happy Thursday, everybody.
Another
Happy Friday if you happen to listen on the Friday. Happy weekend if you happen to listen on the weekend. Carlos and we're back with another episode
episode.
consistently.
Did you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
I went out and bought 4 Guinnesses, and I drank 2 of them. Is that a celebration?
That counts.
Does that count?
That counts.
Okay,
Did
I'll
you wear
take it.
green while doing so?
I'll take it. No,
That's, I mean, less
unfortunately,
counts.
no. Carlos and we did spend Friday together. The day after our podcast,
We did.
we went to some real underground sex club.
Okay, hold on. No.
It was
Don't
pretty
do that.
amazing.
Don't do that. What are you doing? What are you doing?
They had all kinds of rooms.
What the hell? What are you doing?
They had this like
What are you
wall with all these
doing?
lights.
What are
I'm
you
just
doing?
saying.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
I met him in the shower after.
Can you give context, please? No. What are you doing? Whoa. Hold on. For you young folks out there, to be clear, yes, the venue was a sex club, but the sex part of it was not open yet. The establishment wasn't open to the public as of yet.
Carlos,
It was
not a big deal.
No.
It's not a big deal.
No, let's preface here. I don't want these people thinking I'm some sort of Epstein connoisseur. Okay,
Unbelievable.
no. All right. We simply just went there because there was an EDM DJ thing going on there. No sex or freaky deekies of any sort were
Oasis
established.
2.0, baby.
Oh my days. No, none of that happened.
God.
None of that happened. All right. We just stood there, drinking, listening to some tunes, sitting down, and chatting up with some strangers here and there. That's about it.
Yes.
And no one
Yes.
was naked.
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we left pretty late, so I mean, I highly doubt anyone was naked. It got to the point where I was drinking, I was dancing, enjoying my night. Ryan would come up to me, be like, "Hey, are you good?" And I'd just be like, "I lost custody of my children." And
I'm like, here's some cocaine.
Yeah.
Make you feel better.
I would hope that people would overhear me, and then they'd be like, "Whoa, oh my god, hey, buddy, whoa, I'm good though. I'm listening. You hear the bass? The bass was loud. The bass was super loud.
Very good venue.
Holy, yeah, no, solid.
The venue had some solid speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited for that place to open up.
Well, let's not. Hold on. I mean, you can't be that excited because I mean,
just saying.
I mean, I think it would be a nice regular club.
I'm just saying.
I think it would be a nice regular club, but in terms of the whole sexual innuendo and sexual parts, let's just hold off on that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. There's some news about your boy Trump today.
Oh God.
I wanted to read to you.
Oh God.
Well, it has to do with Americans specifically, not really us, but it was from the good folks of Complex. Big shout out to Complex. But they dropped.
Those guys are still doing stuff, huh? Do they still have magazines and stuff like that?
I don't know if they do magazines. They're big on Instagram and stuff,
social media and whatnot.
Yeah. They have a big following. But it says Trump signs order to dismantle education department.
Damn.
President Trump signed an executive order Thursday to dismantle the U.S. Department of Education, which oversees federal student loans, funding for low-income students, and civil rights enforcement. While only Congress can fully eliminate the department, the Trump administration can reduce its resources.
Damn.
And as other says, Trump signed an executive order on Thursday directing Education Secretary Linda McMahon.
Oh yes. Like the McMahon
The
from the
McMahon, the
McMahons.
McMahon,
Damn, that's crazy.
to begin dismantling the Department of Education.
I think I read that somewhere she had some sort of education
She's the
like
yeah, she's the overseer.
background.
Yeah, yeah, she's the overseer of education for Trump. She works for
I know,
Trump.
but like beforehand, like
Oh,
it's not she's not brand new to like
oh
education
no,
in
no,
general.
she's been dealing with it for a while.
Like some historic stuff going
Yeah,
on.
and
That crazy
controversial.
though.
And the controversy is she's married to the one and only Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Crazy.
Oh boy.
Absolutely wild.
Well, sorry, I want to send a big apologies to the students out there. It's going to be a little tough for you guys to get an education now.
There's just gonna be wrestling books in all the
Yeah,
libraries.
basically. Just like
WWF history.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, the life and times of Stone Cold
Yeah,
Steve Austin.
literally.
You know,
Oh
just
my
like
god. Milk came from
beyond
Kurt
the grave,
Angle.
beyond the graveyard with the Undertaker.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
telling
what
you,
the
man.
hell?
Literally.
Trigonometry with Kurt Angle.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
man.
man.
Freaking
Oh
with like gliding, like rope gliding with Sting.
yeah.
or like fucking physics with
You know,
Billy the Kid.
velocity with Rey
Yeah,
Mysterio and shit.
man.
Well,
Or
yeah, hey man, you know what? It's about time. All
they're
right,
learning like
let's
psychology.
get wrestling back into the world. Damn it, you know.
Bring wrestling back
God
into
damn
the
it.
classrooms, man. God. That is
I want to
crazy.
go to Harvard School and walk by and see a classroom just freaking suplexing each other and shit. Like, what do you mean I gotta see? Just freaking
Yeah,
just give him a stone cold stunner.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, it's gonna, and I'm with it,
I'm
110%.
telling you, man.
Make wrestling cool again, damn it.
Jesus.
Hey, it is what it is.
So
It is.
what are your initial thoughts of the news?
It sucks. It sucks because no, not everyone can afford to go to school.
Yep, definitely.
It's really shitty. Um, it's sad that the rich keep on getting richer
Yep.
and the poor are getting more poor. It's gonna be now kids have to study much harder to hopefully get like a what's it called? You know, when schools offer like those things.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
I forget the name of it off the top of my head. Sorry. But yeah, it's gonna be tougher for kids to get an education now, which is sad because
Extremely.
um, it would be very unfortunate that kids have to become TikTokers and streamers just to get pay the bills now.
Literally, man.
You know, because there are people who genuinely do want to become doctors and you know, flight, pilots and whatchamacallits, but now
Dentists,
they can, you know, and now they can't afford it.
engineers.
They can't afford it. Now they're not going to be able to afford the education.
Yeah.
They have to get like 2 jobs just to go through school.
Yep. And education in America is not cheap.
Not cheap at
It
all.
is not
Not
cheap.
cheap. We're talking some of the biggest schools in the
Yeah.
on the planet
It
that
is
you have
not
to go.
cheap.
Like, what are Harvard students going to do now? Whatever. What is a low
It's only for
income?
the it's
What is
only
a
for the
low income
rich.
family gonna in Baltimore gonna do if
Mhm.
they want to go to these schools? You know.
Mhm.
So I feel for them. I hope it gets better for the. I hope they have a plan for some of these low income families to continue
Yeah.
because this ain't it in my eyes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry to.
It's
Yeah, I'm just sorry for the. I'm just sorry for those low income families that have to deal with this BS.
yeah. Extremely sad, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
extremely sad. I
Mm.
had a few conversations about this in general with some people, and the big argument that like Doge and conservative sort of thinking is that like we need to get rid of the educational system because it hasn't been working. Like, educational rates or like literacy rates have been dropping down. I think like kids are like math, all of the major sort of like math, English,
Mm.
science, all of the sort of major classes that people take, like they haven't been doing well is probably the best way that I can sort of put it, or they haven't been up like to certain standards as of late, and that's how it showed even during the Biden administration and all the administrations beforehand that it wasn't working. And like Carlos and I, we make fun of American people all the time on this
All the
on this
time.
on
All
this
the time.
on this channel and like on this podcast, and it's like, why are Americans so like not intelligent, or like why aren't they like why can't they speak intelligently, or like why do they have so many interviews of people being like why can't they point out Canada on a map,
Mm,
or like even America on a map kind of
mm,
thing, you know what I mean? And their argument was that, man, America and the educational system needs to be broken down because we have a very big or a large population of people that don't get educated
mm,
while we're funding this educational system that isn't working. So from that perspective, I can understand.
mm,
I can understand why Trump would sort of make that argument if he has a plan at the end of it. But we all kind of know with Trump that that's not sort of the case realistically. But if I were to have to pick a side, I definitely would pick a side where it's like, don't ruin the educational system. Like,
right.
you need to fund a little bit more into it, or you
Absolutely.
need to audit it in a certain sense where
Mm,
it's like we can provide a certain amount of money to the educational system
mm,
within states that are doing well for their kids and stuff like that. And then
right.
maybe take away funding from states that aren't doing well for the kids.
Right.
Or maybe you need to do the opposite and pump more money into giving educational funds to the low income states that aren't doing well with their
Mm,
like the educational level
yeah.
in general, or like
Right.
promote programs that will bring in teachers that are
Mm,
promote teachers by paying them a higher wage or whatever it may
mm,
be. There's so many better ways to use the funds to be able to do so other than just getting rid of it in full. So like I'm with you, Carlos. I really think that I'm hoping that they have some sort of a plan for it.
mm,
But the way that sort of Trump's like you know, record when it comes to it. It's like allowing the state to deal with their own educational system. It's like each state has their own rules on like what can be education and what can't be. So like if we have a state of like Montana, let's
yeah.
say for example, or like Utah, right? Where we
Well,
have
shout out
like
to Ezekiel and them.
literally like
Gang, gang, gang.
this is what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
Like if we have certain states like Florida, let's say for example, like where we
Oh,
have like Ron DeSantis as like the governor
yeah.
that's in charge of the education of the state specifically,
Right.
and the government goes, you know what, we're going to give the state of Florida or the state of like Montana or the state of Utah because they need this X amount of money. But then a lot of the individuals within the governments within those states are very like, let's say, Christian based, right?
Mm,
And then they start pumping more money into like Christian schools
right.
as opposed to like public schools
Right.
realistically, or any sort of major religious school.
Right.
I'm just going to make one up. Let's say for example, if the state of Wyoming
Mm,
was predominantly like 90% Muslim,
right.
you give a state 90% or like funding toward a state that's 90% Muslim and go, yeah, you can do whatever you want with the money. Obviously, they're going to start putting in Muslim schools. Not, I'm not saying that that's like something wrong, but it's like public schools need to be addressed and we need to be able to give everybody an equal sort of
Right.
ground
Mm,
in relation to funding when it comes to education. So it's like when you allow these states to pick and choose exactly the freedom of what type of education they want to teach, then you may run the risk of students only learning from one specific type of rule, right? And if they're not ensuring, if the federal government's not ensuring that these states are spending their money properly on public schooling, where it gives everybody sort of an equal playground, then you're going to have a huger influx, I would think, or a huger like imbalance when it comes to education specifically.
mm,
So I think that's one of the major problems with disbanding the educational system in general. Yes, it may not be working, but go in and fix it. Don't just come out and be like, yeah, we're going to let the states deal with it. Like you have states like Florida where it's like, oh, like women don't have the ability to go out and do an abortion. You know what I mean? And then they ban that. And then they teach that in schools where like they teach young girls abortions are bad kind of thing. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like it stems from there. And I think that's a huge mistake on the American aspect. Like it's such a scary aspect where states now have the ability to teach kids whatever they want. And kids, just because they're born in a certain location within the states, they might have to learn from a predominantly Christian background because the government within that state is predominantly Christian, and then any other religion, realistically, like I wouldn't want a full Buddhism state. Realistically, I want my kid to be able to learn a whole bunch of different stuff, right?
mm,
But if they're teaching that other religions are bad, or like women can't have abortions, and like freaking ruining history, like low income families, like uh what was an example that happened the other day? It was the Tuscany
yeah, I know what you mean.
Tuscany
Yeah.
pilots,
Yes. Yes.
and how like it was the very first like African American
Mm-hmm.
pilot team, And they're saying that they don't need to teach that stuff anymore. It's like, why wouldn't you want to teach that stuff anymore? That stuff's part of history. It's part of
Okay.
U.S. history. It enables and gives confidence to like people of color to be able to be what they want to be, right?
Right.
But they're getting rid of all of that, and then that stems from the educational system. So if the educational system gets rid of the history or gets rid of the history that they don't want to teach anymore, then you pretty much lose out on like good education. And like that's the scariest part of this whole concept. And sorry to get so in depth with it, but like I really am scared. Like I would be scared as fuck if I was a parent in America right now, you know what I mean? Or an adult or a child in America, because then my education's being like almost played around with in a sense, as opposed to having some sort of a universal basis where it's like we can fix this somehow, you know? And I don't trust Trump to be able to fix it by any means. That's the issue. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's such a terrible like aspect, which I'm like extremely worried about with Americans. So, and prove me wrong. Like I would love to see Trump go, you know what? We're going to come out like revamp the whole thing. Everyone gets a good education. Everyone gets equal equality to go do school if you want to do school. That'd be wonderful. You know what I mean? Going into the low income neighborhoods and promoting school and promoting good jobs and then giving them grants so that they can go to school, because maybe they're going to do that. I don't see that happening just from what Trump is and who he is, but that's where I'm like, man, I'm really hoping that something comes out of that, because it would be extremely, extremely sad if, like, over the next 4 years, there's a study done after Trump leaves the office, if he does, that the educational system got worse, and all of our kindergartners and all of the grade, kindergarten to 12 aren't learning the same education, or they're behind in relation to science, math, English, any other classes that would sort of focus in on that after the 4 years, because it's like, man, then we really did screw up here, right? And it's like we're not setting our children up for success. There's a whole concept of children are our future, and like we need to put them in a situation where they're going to be better and like be able to survive, and like education is the first step to that. And if you don't provide your society with education, that is a huge issue. So I get it from a conservative's perspective. We need to revamp it. We need to get rid of it in full so that we can allocate the funds to better sort of methodologies or better theories or whatever we want to do with the money. But it's like, don't screw up the children. That's like the one thing that really is upsetting. So yeah, sorry. I had to go on that rant for a second because it's extremely sad.
I've done rants in the past too.
Like
so
that's really bad.
It's fine. It's
God.
fine. I tried heroin yesterday.
Oh God.
We'll be right back.
Crazy.
No, can you imagine? That's after all that, and then I just leeway into some wild ass news. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Absolutely wild, man.
Yeah, these are political times. These are the times.
Mhm.
These are the times. These are the times. Speaking of political times, federal elections happening soon.
Oh
baby.
yes. Oh yes. He
He
called it.
called it.
I loved it.
Let's go.
I love it. You
It's
were
happening.
calling for it.
Oh,
You
I
called for
mean,
it
I
last
literally
episode.
complained last week, like, what the hell's going on?
You
Why
called
is
for
he
it
prime
last
minister?
episode.
And here
He
we
came
are.
out, shut down the carbon
He's
tax,
like,
and was like, "All right, we're calling an
okay,
election."
let's get it. Let's get it.
I like that move.
You know
I
what?
do
It
like
was
that move.
it was very classy of him. He's just
Yeah.
like, you know what?
We're gonna do
Let's
this fair.
see if let's do this fair.
Hmm.
Let's see if Canadians are gonna pull for me.
I like
I'm
it.
not gonna lie, I don't think it's happening. I think conservatives are gonna take it. But hey, that's why I'm here, folks. The elections are gonna happen. They said the end of April, early May. They're looking at it. If you're the ones that don't vote and are talking shit about what's going on in the country, I'm telling you, now is the time to vote.
Yes.
100%.
Extremely important.
It is literally has never been more important to vote right now. All I'm saying is,
Yeah.
because Trump seems to like the liberals in this country and has big beef with Pierre of the conservatives. So my thing, I'm not telling you who to vote for. Vote for whoever you feel is best.
Yes.
But if you are going to vote, do it. If you're not one of those people that thinks that voting is important, I can assure you, it has never been more important than it is.
Yes. in this time.
In this time,
Now.
I assure, especially with what's going on with America.
It's definitely the most important time that Carlos and I in our lives.
100%.
Like we've
100%.
voted many years. Every year that
It's a
there's some sort of
straightforward,
election,
no
we're always like,
controversy.
yes, vote, go out and do it. But now is the time to vote.
Literally, it has never been more important to vote right now, because this puts in perspective of how you will live with your country, in the country, and also our relationship with America.
Yeah.
It also is very important.
Yes.
So please, regardless of what party you're for, please go out and vote. It only takes like 2 minutes of your time to do advance voting. You can go to any office. Please register and vote.
So when is the election again? I
They
think
were
it's
saying, I believe they said the dates that I read were either April 28th or May 5th.
okay.
They're trying to
Got
go
it.
for.
So it's literally a month.
Literally a month.
Like literally a month.
Yeah.
So go out and vote, everybody.
Please,
Yeah.
please
do.
please.
Do your duty as a Canadian citizen.
Yes.
The politicians that are running within this election have never been so polarized on certain views. And maybe that's just sort of the dramatic aspect of, like, conservatives and liberals like hating on each other now, like the way that it is in the States. But it's extremely important for anybody that can vote. Please go out and vote knowing that it's going to make some sort of a cause or a difference. It's just, don't be one of those people who, oh, like, my vote doesn't matter or anything like that. It really does. It truly does.
Stop the cap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It matters, baby. It matters to me. It matters to the kids. To the kids that need an education. It matters to everyone. So go out and vote.
Well said. Well said, Carlos.
That's all. All right.
Love it.
That being said, so about me doing heroin yesterday. All right. So here's the deal. I had to do some nasty things to get the drugs.
Wow.
I'm not proud of it.
Wow.
And funny enough, it was actually at the sex club.
I went back.
I forgot a card. I went back. It's like, hey, have you seen this card? I'm like, no, but I do have some heroin. I'm like, why not?
Like, I'm already here.
I'm already here. Why not?
I'm already at the sex club.
But yeah, you gotta do something very nasty for me. I'm not gonna say what, because obviously I have people who go to church that watch this.
Ooh.
And I'm not proud of it. But you know what? I'm gonna pray it off. And I'm just gonna hope that God forgives me.
Damn.
And if not, then you know what? I saw God yesterday while I was on heroin, and we seem to be on good terms.
There has to be some drugs in the Bible somewhere.
You think?
I think there's probably some instances.
I know alcohol's in it.
Alcohol. Boom.
Yeah, there's red wine.
That's a drug.
Is it? You consider?
Oh, alcohol is definitely a drug.
Okay, well,
110%. And I love drugs.
All right. That is.
I 110% think alcohol is a drug.
You think?
110%.
It would be considered?
Yeah.
I would think it's like its own entity. I mean, you could get addicted to it, but you could also get addicted to like pornography and get. Speaking of gambling, you see that video that I sent to the group?
Oh,
today?
yes. Some people's kids.
My perfect.
Some people's kids.
Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna give a brief thing because we only have a few minutes. Basically, a 15-year-old has to go to Gamblers Anonymous because, get this, he spent nearly $1 million gambling.
Where is this $1 million?
Mind you, it's his credit card, his family's credit cards he's stealing. So he stole 800. He stole overall $800,000 to gamble.
Crazy.
And he had four separate FanDuel accounts. He was blocked on 3.
Crazy.
And on his current FanDuel account, it's negative 17,000.
Crazy.
How do you have negatives in FanDuel? I didn't even know that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
How do you have a negative on FanDuel?
No idea.
I didn't even know that's possible.
Yeah.
Right?
FanDuel sends you an invoice.
Yeah, no, is that crazy?
Your negative balance on this, so you must pay it.
No, that is crazy, is it not?
That is crazy, yeah.
How is that possible? Yeah. Because it goes to 0. That's it. You have to put in your own money. Like, how do you borrow money from you can you do that?
I don't think so.
Right?
Oh, I haven't seen it. So.
I mean, like, even if you had to, why would you? Some people's kids. 100%. 15 years old.
Literally some people's kids.
And he's doing it, and he's doing this during classes.
Yeah.
Like, he even before going to bed. He's saying he's doing this for like 4 hours every night before going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Listen, folks, if you have an addiction or everything, please seek help, especially if you're harming your family. Like that poor family's credit is probably destroyed because of this
Oh
kid.
yes. Oh
So, I
yes.
mean, folks, if you have a problem and your people tell you that you have a problem and they want you to get better, please listen to what they're saying. Cuz this is insane. I've
Insane.
never even heard of adults going through shit like this.
Insane.
Huh. So yeah, I mean, God, yeah, no, that's the wildest. That's probably the wildest gambling
Yeah.
story I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. And we've been to Vegas.
We've seen shit. We've seen some shit. So that is crazy. We're gonna watch a YouTube video. We'll be right
These
back,
hoes are not
and then we'll be
loyal.
back to more shit talking.
We're
Yeah.
back. We're back.
We'll be back.
These hoes are not loyal.
We're back.
We's back, baby. We's back, baby.
We are back.
We are back.
I was gonna bring something up
But you forgot.
at the end of the conversation that you were talking about, but I totally forgot now.
Oh, well,
It's not good.
yeah, you're coming to that age,
Not
pal.
Good.
You're coming to that age, buddy boy.
Super, super old.
Yeah, here it is. Your age is showing.
Not good, man.
That's sad.
So you know what's an interesting thing that happened to me today?
Go ahead.
So, I haven't sold something on like Kijiji or like Facebook Marketplace in a very, very long time.
Sure.
I remember part of my life I was doing that a lot.
Mm.
I was buying stuff, selling stuff. You know, I would buy some clothes or buy some hats I wouldn't want anymore, so I'd sell them. So I'd always be like on the go.
Sure.
Kijiji was like my number. I think I've had my Kijiji account. I think it said since 2011.
That's a while back.
It's been a long time.
Mm.
And I had an extra computer part today that's
Okay.
well, not today. I've had it for a while. That I wanted to get rid of,
Mm.
and I put it up on Kijiji for a few like months. No
Mm.
responses, so I lower the price as
Mm.
naturally what other people would do,
Mm.
and then I get a couple of responses from a couple people, and I get one response from this guy named George.
Yeah.
I won't say his last name,
All right.
but he goes, "Hey man, would love to pick this item up. I work around Queens Park Station. I
Oh.
will come meet you.
Okay.
I'm in and around there. I'm
familiar
actually
with
going to
that
work
area.
soon."
I'm familiar with that area.
So we go,
Mm.
and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done this in a long time. You know, meeting strangers nowadays.
It's a little hectic.
It's a little bit
It's
like
a little,
anxiety inducing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you hear about all these stories about people getting
Sure,
robbed,
sure.
and I'm like, is someone gonna rob me for $80 today?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking like, it's $80. If I
Mm.
lose $80, like the part, I would rather go away with my life.
Right.
That guy needed the part more than I did.
It's not worth dying over $80.
It's not worth it, right?
Yeah.
So we get there. I'm like, hey man, I'm wearing a black jacket and a red hat. I was wearing this exact hat.
Yeah.
And it's like this young guy in his 20s
Okay.
comes up to me and he's like, hey man, hey Ryan, because I have my name on my Kijiji
Yeah,
account. And he's like, thanks man, it's a great deal. Like I've been looking for this for a while. I just didn't want to pay full price for it.
Mm.
And then me and him started talking about like some of the different computer builds and all that kind of stuff that he's been doing. And he's like, yeah, I built my girlfriend's computer. Then I have this one at home and I'm doing another one. He's like, for my boy. And he's like, yeah, I've just been buying parts and kind of putting it together. I'm like, oh, it's dope, man. Like, he's like, do you build? I'm like, yeah, I can, but I just do it for my own kind of, use, stuff like that. So he's like, you know what, man? He's like, add me on Discord. He's like, I'll update you with pictures of the build when I make it, when I
Okay.
use the computer. So I'm like, you know what? I will, man. So I
Yeah.
added him on Discord. And then I messaged him. I'm like, yo, it's Ryan from Kijiji. And he's like, yeah, no problem, man. He's going to send you messages when I'm done the computer.
Look at that.
Interesting.
New friend.
Very interesting.
And when did he send you the nudes?
Right now.
But
But
he won't
crazy
stop.
though.
He won't stop.
It was very interesting, like the whole connect. And he messaged me afterwards. He's like, hey man, do you play like Marvel Rivals? And I'm like, no, man,
Oh.
I don't. But I'll hit you up if I do, kind of thing. But it's very interesting to see because I've never had an action like
You made like a
ran-
genuine
like a genuine connection
Yeah.
with somebody like that,
Hmm.
just based off of like a random occurrence. Well, it
Nice.
was like he needed to buy something from me. We were never ever gonna meet again
Right.
if we didn't sit there and talk. But because we did, now I have the dude on Discord.
Boom.
Weird, man.
Boom pow. And it's that simple.
And I highly, highly suggest that people need to do a little bit more of that kind of stuff. Make some friends,
Right.
be a little more social.
Yeah.
I'm sure for him it was probably a little bit weird too, but he was like, whatever,
Right,
man.
He
Like
went out. He went out
know?
of his comfort zone a little bit, and
Yeah.
then boom pow. That's how it
Interesting.
is.
Very, very
Good for
interesting,
you, man.
man.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
glad to hear that, man.
yeah,
That's how it should. That's how it should be. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Similar interests, and then you connect like that.
yeah,
I'm hoping to do the same with my DJ thing.
yeah.
Funny
Literally.
enough, I posted my first video today.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna be posting that on
Well,
we're gonna be posting it on the
well,
podcast. Link
maybe,
in the bottom.
maybe will be maybe,
Potentially.
maybe. You
I'll
know,
make it happen.
oh, crazy. Okay.
But
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I was
Yeah.
naked, but it's
Oh,
fine.
okay. Oh, the
I'm
naked
sorry. Was that
DJ.
TMI?
The naked DJ.
I'm the
Hey, I
naked
like
DJ.
if you need to put sometimes you need to
I
like
need to create attention a
yeah,
little bit, you
attention
know, and bring
away,
it, you know.
be different from all the other
Yeah, so
DJs
that
on.
way, you know, if I do make mistakes on the music thing, you know what? At least the naked thing has
Yeah.
got me going.
I find that like a lot of the DJs on YouTube, they do like an aesthetic thing. It's
Yeah,
like oh, like the background matters,
right.
the type of music matters.
Sure.
But if you were just butt naked,
Yeah.
there would be an audience.
No.
There's an audience for everything, man. I would
I hear
watch.
that. I hear that.
I would watch.
I hear that. And you know what? I'm gonna take it into consideration, and I'll keep you posted and let you know.
Please,
Speaking of
man.
naked, though, so you know how the U.S. and Canada thing are fighting over
Yes.
property and what goes there, what.
Yes, yes.
So there was a big call out for something for Canadians to drop, so Americans can stop using. There's the whole alcohol thing, the whole aluminum thing.
Oh, like stop using their
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
We stop using theirs, vice
So
versa.
there is one thing that Canadians are calling out that Americans should stop using, since they want to keep it American. And I forgot it was a Canadian, that Canadian product. Funny
Mhm.
enough, Pornhub.
Oh, really?
Pornhub is Canadian,
Oh, wow.
out in Quebec,
Interesting.
the biggest porn site on the
Shout out to
planet.
Quebec, man.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out
to the
to the
Quebecois.
Quebecois,
Yeah, man.
baby. All right, viva
Uh,
la Quebec.
what's merci?
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Yeah,
That's dope.
bonsoir, bonjour. And yeah, so they're calling out saying they
Yeah.
should drop the
Yeah,
Pornhubs.
which is you have to have a VPN to
Yeah,
watch it from the States. But
now
blocking
imagine
everybody
that.
from the States.
So now if this was the game changer, I'm all for it. Imagine Trump, on having a little meeting. My fellow Americans, we need the Pornhub. We need it. It's good. It's really good. It's bad we don't have it.
He's probably gonna like promote people to start making American porn sites. That's
Yeah,
for sure. So it's
just like
interesting.
an eagle screaming, or just
Hmm.
like what do they call it? Porn. Sex.
Freedom.
Freedom, freedom of sex, or you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I don't know.
It's like an eagle
Yeah,
screaming with
literally
boobs and just caw, caw, I'm just
something
saying
crazy.
that would be a wild site. That's
Patriotic.
something I would generally pay to go visit that website. That would be something else.
I'm pretty sure that some of the states in America already banned Pornhub, or it's like they have like a verification thing now, where it's like, oh, you have to verify whether you're old enough to go into Pornhub, or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like
they do.
that.
Oh, they banned
I
that.
think some states like just stated like, yeah, we're actually going to ban it eventually because we don't want our children being exposed to it. So I think in some states, if you have an IP address that comes from that state, they've banned it. I'll have
Oh,
to double check that exactly,
no.
but I'm
Well,
pretty sure there's something along those lines with that.
God, they're gonna raise some virgins. Bow, bow, bow,
Telling you, man,
bow.
it's extremely interesting.
Sad. That's unfortunate. I learned my best work.
Wow, his best work is on porn. That's where
Yeah,
the
my
video
best.
is.
That's my actually videos actually, and just on there, just like, ladies, you feeling that?
So there was a story that I read the other day, and for those who know me, I've been getting into biking, hence the bike in the back.
Did you go to the protest?
No, I didn't. I was
What's wrong
working,
with you?
unfortunately.
It was yesterday.
I was working,
What's
unfortunately.
wrong?
It
It
was
was
during the
at
day.
Queens
It
Park.
was during the day.
So
These people
you
put.
drop everything
These
if
people
you
go.
you drop everything if it matters to you, dude.
Hey,
Isn't your voice? Isn't it
hey,
your? Aren't we teaching everyone that your voice matters?
hey! It
And
definitely
you didn't
does.
go.
It definitely
And
does.
you
I should have
didn't
been there.
go.
You're
You
right.
should have.
I should have been there.
That
You're
should
right.
have been you. You could have created more friends, added more friends on Discord.
You're right.
It's like,
I
yeah,
should have been
dude, I
there.
slid on Dundas on this bad boy. That's how I roll now, bro. Yeah,
I should have been there.
you should have been there. And I'll
So
apologize to all those protesters. You can
I'm sorry, protesters.
come
I should have
on,
been with y'all.
come on.
I believe in the bike lanes.
Yeah,
This and that.
yeah. They're getting rid of them, bro.
But so
But
I have this idea. Well,
Mm,
I don't have an idea. The
go
idea
ahead.
came to me from somebody else's idea.
Oh, so you're thieving. You're
No,
thieving.
I'm pretty much stealing somebody's
All
idea
right.
and not going to
At least you're
protests.
open
I'm a
about it.
John Cena right now. I'm
You're
literally John
pulling a
Cena
heavy
today.
John Cena right now.
But so there's this company called Flight Deck or Flight, I forget what it's called,
Okay.
and they make futuristic handlebars for bikes
Futuristic in one sense.
where they want to start putting like a screen in the handlebar.
In the handlebar?
In the handlebar. So it's like
Why?
one big piece with like a little screen that can show maps and like play music and have Bluetooth, and you can even get like a SIM card potentially so that it will like you can make phone calls while you're riding your bike.
That's awkward.
Very awkward.
Hey,
Very interesting.
I can't talk now. We gotta.
It's
I'm on Dundas and fuck! Hey, get the
Yeah.
hell out of my way!
Or like streaming, maybe, I don't know, like whatever.
Streaming.
Well,
Oh, streaming your ride.
Yeah, people stream their
Oh, I
rides, all
thought
that
you
kind of
meant.
stuff.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, whatever people use technology
Yeah.
nowadays for. So it will be like a built-in computer into the handlebar,
Okay.
right? And that's not the most interesting part. The most interesting part is the owner of this business,
Mm,
and she is this like late 30s woman from the UK,
okay.
and her entire dream was to be like a bicycle engineer, like and to create like progressive tools to promote the biking like culture and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But she couldn't get any sort of like venture capital for it. She couldn't raise money to be able to make this actual handlebar.
Okay.
So you know what she did? She opened an OnlyFans.
Get out.
Yeah. She
Drop
opened
some
it.
bombs.
She opened an OnlyFans, and it's purely cycling OnlyFans content. So it's her on like bicycles, like butt naked,
Crazy.
or like her wearing like cycling gear, but like teasing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then like tights and like all this kind of stuff. She's an attractive lady. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
But in this
I
case,
would hope
she
so.
took all of the funding that she made from OnlyFans, and she made it within a couple of months. That's the crazy part.
Mental.
And is now funding her dream to
Wow.
make technology.
Would you look at that?
Very cool.
Wow.
Very, very cool.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So I just wanted to say,
Uh-oh.
Carlos and I are starting our
Hey,
OnlyFans
whoa,
to,
hang on. No,
to
no, no.
advance this
Let's
podcast
hey,
because we
wait,
need to do
wait.
something.
No. Let's discuss first before you just go and announce shit like
I'm
that.
gonna freedom spread
Whoa,
eagle.
what the fuck? Hold on, wait, what the whoa.
I'm just
Crazy.
kidding. What are your thoughts? Crazy though.
I mean,
Such
that
an
is
interesting
wild.
story.
It is a fact. It really goes to show you that sex truly does sell.
It really does, man.
It really does.
It really does.
You guys are talking about, oh, have some class. That what female empowerment is that? The female empowerment is that she's making money. You guys didn't want to give her a chance, so
Mhm.
she did it on her own.
Yeah. Supposedly she tried to get investors. Like she would go around and be like, "Look,
Yeah.
I have this
She did
idea."
it, and mind you,
Yeah.
this is all legal. What she's doing,
Yeah.
it's not like she's committing a crime.
Hey.
I mean, you guys might think that it's unclassy,
Hey.
but where were you guys when she was asking for capital?
Yeah.
Where were
Exactly.
you? You know, she went to
Exactly.
the bank. She did all the proper ways. No one wanted to fund it.
Yeah.
So she got the money up herself, and here we are.
Yeah.
Goes to show
Supposedly,
you.
one of the things that came out of that story was they did, or some statistics came out recently, like within the last like 20 years or like something like that. Most businesses that are created by women are like owned by women with an idea for a business specifically. And then when they're trying to get venture capital, it's only like 3% of women that actually get funding from businesses to start their business. And they just done like a statistic in the past like bit of time. So she was like, yeah, I just wasn't successful trying to get people to invest for whatever reason. Maybe they thought the idea was stupid. Maybe they didn't trust me to be the business owner. So I needed to do something. She was like, I'm really open with my sexuality. I enjoy, like, I work out to make my body look like this, and I might as well build my venture or my capital another way. So she opened up an OnlyFans. She's killing it now. I think she has like over like 800,000 followers on Instagram or something like that.
Shit.
So you can only imagine what her OnlyFans is doing. And yeah, she ventured and literally funded her whole her IT company. So now she's making an IT company to create progressive bike equipment, which is cool.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, man.
And then she creates this empire of a titan of a company.
Very interesting. All based off of OnlyFans.
Decades later, she might have some grandkids. Like, Granny, how did you start this company?
How'd you do it?
Go play with the toys outside, baby.
Um,
Go. Come on, baby. Go outside and
um, but
you know,
yeah,
hey, to each their own. Good
very
for her though.
interesting.
Good
Yeah,
for her.
it's a very interesting story.
Now, so that's a reason to start an OnlyFans because you have to venture out and
Mm-hmm.
really. No, that's a solid
Mm-hmm.
reason. Now, for the Bonnie Blues of the world,
Who's
um,
Bonnie Blue?
did we not talk about this on the podcast?
I don't know.
Bonnie Blue is the female who holds a record for having sex with 1,000 men in one
Oh
day.
wow, wow, good for her.
Hmm.
That's a lot of men.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
guys. A lot of guys.
Wow.
A lot of guys. A lot of guys.
Yeah.
40 seconds each.
Oh wow.
40 seconds each.
There's 1,040 seconds in a day.
Apparently, that's how it worked.
I'm not great at math.
I don't
Maybe
know.
we need to disband the educational system in
It may
Canada.
be. I don't know. But
But
no, this was, it took place in the UK of all
oh,
places.
okay,
So it
interesting.
wasn't, she's an English female.
Okay.
Well, so apparently the way it started for her was she used to be really good friends with another porn star,
Mm-hmm.
and she did 100 in a
Oh
day,
wow. Oh, and she was like, "Oh,
and
I'm gonna beat
and
this."
then they beefed over something, and she's like, I'm gonna spite her and do 1,000,
Wow,
and she did it
crazy. Breaking Guinness Book World of Records.
simply over a toxic friendship.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man.
Teach their own.
Hey man.
Teach their own.
She's making money. I'm not
Well,
saying anything.
but I don't know. After 1,000, I would hate sex. Don't you think? Like I don't think I would ever have sex again. It's not good for me. It's not like how do I have? And
I
she's
don't
going
know,
through a
man.
divorce too. Apparently, it has nothing to do with the.
The
She was
human.
married at the time.
Wow. Interesting.
Um,
Human being. The human body is an interesting thing,
it
man.
really is. It really is.
Really, really interesting. I wouldn't go out and do that,
Mm,
but to each their own,
to
like Carlos is
each
saying.
their
So
own. It
you do
is what it
you.
is.
You do you.
All
But yeah.
right,
Crazy.
I'm just gonna put Bonnie on some people's kids because that is gross. Yeah, I'm sorry. Regardless, I understand you have to put safety precautions, tests and all that.
Hey man.
But 1,000 people in a day is wild. It's
Hey man.
absolutely wild.
Yeah. It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
A lot of random strangers.
That's more. That's you. In one day, you've done more men than I have as many dollars in my bank
Yeah,
account. Crazy.
mental.
Crazy.
Mental.
Yeah.
If I had $1 for every man that she fucked, I'd still be broke. Yeah. So basically, yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, they recorded it. They recorded the whole thing.
Oh, where can I watch this?
Hold on. Whoa. You got
Where
excited.
can I
You got
give
a
her?
little.
Where can I give her my
You got a
$7.99 a
little
month
too excited.
to
You got a
watch
little too
this?
excited. Hold on. Hold on. Let's not get carried away now.
Hey man.
But apparently she's gonna sell it. It's gonna be a costly video apparently.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, because it's long hours. But
I can imagine.
yeah, Bonnie. Good for you.
I don't know.
I was scrolling through Reddit this past week. I came across a community called Infidelity where they expose cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
This one story got to me. It was fascinating. Male. His wife is a psychologist. They were married for a few years, and basically, the wife was spending a little more time outdoors than she should.
Like in the woods.
No, like getting piped by another man.
Oh. Like only she can prevent forest fires.
It basically.
Okay.
And forest fire is referring to herpes. So the husband's wondering where the hell she's at. It's getting weird. And the husband questions her, like, "Hey, well, where have you been?" It's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm with a client." It's
goddamn 12 at night.
At 12 at night. What possible mental things do you have to be talking about? And she's like, "No, it's just we're spending extra time together. It's just he's going through a really emotional time, so it's taking a lot more of my time." So she came across. So I guess one day she left. She was home with the husband, and she had to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And he realized her laptop was open, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and she noticed there was emails exchange between the patient and
And
his
her.
wife,
Yep.
and they were getting a little frisky in the email
Wow.
messages. There
Damn.
was a mention of a hotel room and blah blah blah, beep it up, beep it up,
Wow.
blah, and he didn't know what to do. He was freaking out. He ended up finding the address of the homeboy.
Yes.
He confronted him. Homeboy was physical. He was ready to go.
Oh wow.
You
Dukes
ain't do
up.
shit.
He was ready to Kurt
Yeah,
Angle.
yeah, basically told him, you know what, you're a man.
You're-
I'm a man, and you're a boy, and I like playing with little boys. And the homeboy's like, okay, you know
All
what, my
right,
wife
yeah.
was right about you. You're fucking nuts, bro. You know what? I'm gonna leave it to it. But actually, joking aside, the patient pushes the husband. The husband gets up. He's like, all right, I don't want no problems. I'm out.
Wow.
So he leaves. So then the husband confronts the wife, tells
Hmm.
him, I talked with him.
Yeah.
And I
Did he
ended up
admit it?
finding, he admitted I found the emails.
Oh, okay, okay.
The wife breaks down, and first thing out of her mouth is, please do not tell anyone. I don't want to lose my license.
Damn.
Not even like, I'm sorry.
Damn.
She had no regret of the cheating.
Damn.
So the husband ends up going to a psychologist on his own, tells him of the past experience of saying, what the hell's going on?
Hmm.
And it turns out, because his wife is a psychologist, the husband psychologist has a legal right to report any fucked up
Yes.
situation that the other psychologists are doing.
Yes. Yes.
So the psychologist did end up telling someone. The wife loses the
Their license.
license, and now not only are they divorcing, but she's suing him because apparently, well, not apparently, but he illegally went through the emails to find out that they were cheating.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, what a story.
Mm.
God, man.
So it sucks
Karma, my friend.
because he got cheated on, and he's gonna lose some moolah.
Now he's well.
I mean, dude,
Well,
he did go through it's sad, but he did go through it illegally.
yeah. Well, also he's like, did he say that he lost the case?
No, he didn't mention. He said he's still going
Oh,
through
they're
it.
still going through it. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah,
I,
like
I I
that's
just don't see it going his way, considering that technically he did illegally go through her property. Technically, it's still
I don't know, man. I don't
mm,
know how that would. I like in North America. I
mm,
don't know. Is it in North
it
America?
is North America.
I would think that it would just be like, yeah, it was my wife's phone. Like it's not illegal to go through your wife's phone.
Wha- I mean, technically, it's just like, I don't know, because it is her property at the end of the day.
Yeah, but it's like that. I just
I mean, at the end of the day,
it's just
he's
weird.
gonna have to argue it. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know if I see it going his way though.
like
Like, I just can't. Like, I mean,
that.
like, the cheating is obviously bad. He did that, but there was literally no way of him finding out without reading that email. He can only make assumptions before that, right? So
Yeah, he can only make assumptions, kind of thing, and then like I don't know. That's such like a hard,
it is.
hard
It's
thing. Like
very. Even after I read that, I'm like,
it's such a
shit. I
crazy
don't know.
story, and it would set a really, really bad precedent
100%.
for court cases if they ruled in favor of
Mm,
her. She's
100%.
like, I lost my license, and
Mm,
now I'm getting to sue my ex husband for money
mm.
because I can't perform my career or I can't
And this is
conduct.
aside from the whole divorce and thing. So she's probably gonna have to pay on top of that for like if they didn't get like a prenup.
Yeah, like if the court goes, you know what, you are the reason why she lost her license, then
Mm-hmm.
that sets a really, really
I
bad precedent
agree.
because she was already doing something against the
I
law,
agree.
against the like client's patient
Yeah.
privilege kind of
Yeah.
thing, or like the power aspect of it. Like you're already doing something wrong. You shouldn't be punished for calling that out in a sense. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's stupid. I fully understand. Like we hear about it all the time where like dentists and like massage people are doing bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
They get charged for sexual assault, lose their license.
Yeah.
It would set a terrible, terrible precedent if the judge rules in favor of the person that lost their license.
Mm,
Like it would just be terrible.
yeah.
It's more like I would, as a judge, I would be like, "Yo, we're just gonna dismiss this case because like It's ridiculous for you to try to sue your ex-husband for blaming you for doing something you did wrong. Like, aside from the infidelity, like,
Yeah.
infidelity is normally not even taken into consideration when it comes to breakups in the legal aspect. So if you
Right.
like, if you as a couple, and this is in Canada mainly,
Yeah.
because I know I've taken marriage law classes and stuff like that,
Mm.
or like family law classes. If you have a woman that cheats, or if you have a man that cheats in a relationship, and then you go to the judge and go, no, I deserve more because he cheated, that doesn't mean anything
Mm.
in court cases.
Mm.
They just look at it as, you guys have an issue, you guys are divorcing now, and you guys have to split it 50-50, or you guys have to provide spousal support for this person because they didn't make more money. So if her as a psychologist, um yeah, as if her as a psychologist was making more money than him, then she would have to pay spousal support in a
Right.
sense. You know what I mean? So it's like, the concept of infidelity and the concept of cheating doesn't matter to the law by any means.
Mm.
And that may be different in the United States, but in Canada, it's they act as if it's just you guys are breaking up.
Wrong.
And that's all that matters. It
Mm.
doesn't matter who did wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because cheating's not against the law,
No.
realistically. It's more just, yeah, you guys are breaking up, so we have to split it equally,
Right.
or in relation to what the law would say, depending on your incomes and your situations.
Mm.
So, yeah, like, extremely interesting. Like, I would, not that I'm saying that she did wrong by cheating, which she did, but I
Mm.
think that she did wrong by sleeping with one of her patients, because that's the wrong
Oh, that
aspect
was
of it. You know what I
absolutely a
mean?
terrible thing. She knows she did a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Like, cheating aside is bad, but no, the it's literally doctor patient confidential,
Yeah.
and
Doctor
she
patient. Yeah.
and she completely she knew the rights getting her license,
Yeah.
and
Like,
she completely broke. That's literally like number one rule. Like, don't do that
I'm
shit.
sure like 95, like very large percentage, and I'll stop trying to put numbers behind things, but I'm sure a very large percentage of couples break up because the other person does happen to find something on that person, the other person's like personal cell
Yeah,
phone
yeah,
or like email.
yeah.
But I've never heard of a situation where it's like, I'm now suing you for going through my stuff. Like, I've never heard that.
Well, some of these cheatings, it just simply has to deal with the cheating. She lost her license because
Yeah.
of this, which is, I mean, yeah,
But it's like, yeah, she should have lost her
yeah,
license
oh,
because she was doing
100%, because she
wrong from
did
the
a
whole patient.
terrible
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, yeah,
Like, yeah. It I don't know. I definitely feel for the dude. I
yeah.
really hope that he
100%.
comes out on top of this.
Yeah,
Like, she definitely deserved to lose her license.
yeah,
She's on some people's kids today. I'll
yeah,
throw
for
that out there
sure,
as well.
for
And
sure.
that's just a tough situation.
Mm,
So,
a tough cookie, if you will.
and I'm hoping that he wins,
Mm,
because normally if you win and the judge thinks that the court case is so like ridiculous in itself, that you can actually get the other person to pay for your lawyer
oh yeah,
fees.
that's a thing.
So I'm hoping that the judge is just like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
You were sleeping with your patient. That's wrong. You deserve to lose your license. Your husband just caught it. Now you're going through a divorce. You should pay for his lawyer fees
boom,
for you
boom.
even trying to sue him, because he has to lawyer up now. He probably has to take a day off of work. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Terrible.
shitty.
Absolutely terrible.
Dealing with lawyers in general, I gotta tell you.
So just before we end it,
Go ahead.
what do you think about all these, like, the Tesla stock going down and all of the vandalism that's going on?
Crazy, crazy. It's
Pretty
both
crazy.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Both the
But I think
attacks
in
in
Hamilton, the
they
Ontario's
did
foot.
they did the oh, is that what it happened? Oh, yeah, yeah. That's
Ontario
unfortunate. But I mean, like, I'm not even
Ontario's
like,
foot
I mean,
of a city.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, if it had to be a place, it would be Hamilton. Sorry, Hamilton. You guys know what you guys are up to. I'm just
Oh my
saying.
god. I used to date a girl from Hamilton too, and she
Bro,
would
I
hate
mean,
when I would say
same,
shit like that.
same, and
So,
I'm just saying, like, you read the crime reports, Hamilton.
but yeah, there was some vandalism at a Tesla
There was
dealership.
one in Ottawa I was
Mhm.
seeing today, and they arrested her right then and there.
Mhm.
Montreal got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is I get. Listen, hold on. I mean, Elon's a weird dude, strange human being.
Yeah.
He, I don't know if protesting his thing is the right. Like, if you're gonna fight climate change, I don't think Tesla's gonna do anything about it.
No.
I don't know. I get what you're protesting about, but you gotta do it about the right. Vandalism not gonna
Yeah, vandalism.
going to prison over this shit is not gonna get you
Burning
anywhere.
up cars and all that
Come
stuff doesn't
on, what
help.
are we doing,
That's not worth it.
guys?
You want to protest, you can protest peacefully,
Yeah, absolutely.
but don't be setting cars on fire.
Yeah, it's not worth the jail time and the
Yeah.
lawyer fees. It really isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't, folks. All right,
Oh, I'm glad
that's
I
how.
didn't invest in Tesla. I'll be honest with you. That's for
I
sure.
mean, I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I was thinking about even maybe if I get rich, I'll probably get one myself. But I don't know if that's the case.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, no. I mean, even after working in insurance and seeing the cost to like even repair these mofo's, not worth it.
No,
Not worth it at
definitely
all.
not.
All right, folks. And the Cybertrucks are ugly. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're available wherever podcasts are available. I'm Carlos,
And I'm Ryan.
and this is the Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Thanks for tuning in this week. And as always, folks, Faladin, 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 flooding, 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 tsunami flooding.
Peace, everybody.
Bye, Faladin.